So, Fear the Tobinator writes, "May I purchase this bride for my friend who can't speak, but obviously I'm kidding, right?"
Can I get back to him at a later time on this?
So what this is about our wedding, our wedding in the village, because this is my friend Matt, and he served as my representative, kind of like my best man in this situation. And I wasn't allowed to talk at all during this process, but he was supposed to talk on my behalf. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect when I agreed that we should have this village wedding. The reasons why I wanted to have it is because I know it's very important culturally. It was very important to Grace's mom, I think specifically, that we get married in the village, that we have a village wedding. And so what does that mean? So it means that it's not a ceremony so much. It's more like it's an event, it's a feast, it's a day. And what's supposed to happen is several weeks before this day, we are supposed to go and basically ask for the daughter's hand in marriage in a way. And you work out a dowry, a bride price,
yep,
something like that. It's kind of antiquated, and certainly in America we don't think about that in any sense, I think, anymore. But for them it's a cultural connection, because giving that gift or that bride price or whatever establishes your connection to the village, because you've bought something and it's there in a way. It's a piece of you that stays there. Not to say it stays there in place of the bride, because she is also still a member of that village. But so we did all of this in one day, basically. I had somebody buy some cows for me. Yes, actual cows. And they were delivered before I arrived. And I got there with my mother and a few other people, including my friend Matt, who was my representative. Spokesman. That's the word I've been trying to think of. Spokesman. Yes. And there were people singing and dancing, and there was definitely food happening. That was very clear. Now, we had just flown. I mean, I had landed in Nairobi the day before. Matt had landed late at night. We all were just like, where are we? What's going on? I at least had the benefit of having been to Kenya before. But for all of these, my sister, for my mom, like, they all had no idea what they were getting into. And then we flew them across the country to Nyanza, and we put them in a van, and we drove them an hour north. And then there we were. Suddenly there was a thing. Do you want to talk about it a bit from your point of view? Because you had to go and pray. You were there before. You were there for a week before I was there.
Yeah, there was a lot of, of course, preparations for the guests and inviting the clan, call it a clan, villagers and whatnot, for them to come and witness this. And it was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it was neat. There was this whole thing. So Grace said, I wasn't sure. I kept trying to get more information. Grace wasn't sure. She was trying to figure things out, because, I mean, neither of us had ever attended one of these. We'd looked at some YouTube videos, but that didn't really give us the whole picture. She had a friend who'd gotten married in a similar way, and but it was limited information too. So one of the things apparently was that her mom wanted me to pick her out from a group of girls.
Yes.
Who would be covered by sheets. So I want to be able to really see. And the whole idea is like, well, which one is it? Which woman do you want? And I was like, I don't want to have to do that. Well, so Matt and I, basically, we looked at all these women coming by, and we were just like, I mean, we made a whole show of it, because obviously that's part of it. But it was very clear to me who was who. Like, I could tell you know, when Grace finally showed up, I was like, okay. Well, that's the one. But I kept thinking,
God.
like, well, what if I just picked somebody else?
You'd have ended up with that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a good thing you know me. So
Ahera.
Harry. Yeah.
Aheri.
Oh.
But then it's all eating. Basically, there's a negotiation, and Matt, of course, had no idea what he was getting himself into either. I knew I just had to keep my mouth shut. And we sat in a room with Grace's family, the men in Grace's family on one side, well, men and some women on the other side, and then my family. Well, basically everyone I had brought with me to Kenya was on my side. And we all just sat down and we were like, well, here we are. And Matt was like, I guess I gotta try to figure out what I'm supposed to do here. And so he's talking, and after he finished talking, there was just silence.
No one understood what you were saying.
Well, that's what we figured out later. Nobody could understand what he was saying because Americans have a certain way of speaking, and certainly we just kind of rattled off. And he's particularly, he'll use big words and stuff and just kind of go on. And these people were just like, and eventually somebody said, "You have not impressed us," or something. It wasn't like that, but it was like, you know. And he was like, I see. And so then Matt started again, and he started to gesture more. He started to just use his hands a lot, just kind of.
Oh my God.
And you could tell that was somewhat effective because these people are like, yeah. But yeah, later apparently one of the older women in the back was like, I can't understand a single word he's saying.
Actually, one of, I think, my uncles, I don't know, they came and said to us that, oh, you're lucky, it was so easy for you because like there's a barrier to communication. The negotiations would have been more difficult. So it was a good thing.
But at the end of the day, it all went great, and there was a lot of food, and I was supposed to eat chicken, which I did. It was a chicken.
Yeah.
A rooster.
Oh, was it?
Was it? I think it was supposed to be.
Yeah, probably.
And
porridge.
Yeah, there were all these other things, of course, and eventually, finally, were able to actually speak to each other, and that was it. That was the whole thing. And then we got married in the cathedral in Nairobi the following week.
After, yeah.
But maybe you would have seen us on the wedding show.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was awesome.